Alright, now it's time for Hiru's Q&A number 35, a video in which I just answer questions from my last Q&A. First question, hey Hiru, this is a question for your Q&A video, smiley face. What is the most memorable experience you've had in WoW? Mine would be when I first heard the Lich King talk, as I did not play the previous Warcraft games and didn't even know what the Lich King looked like. Also, why do we have spirits in WoW that can resurrect us, but the other heroes do not? Is there a lore reason for this, or just video game stuff? Also, thank you for making me moderating your streams. I'm glad you recognize people who show up often, and I didn't beg like No Mini did. Okay, so that's a couple of questions. The first one is, what's my most memorable experience in WoW? Probably leveling up in Mulgore for the first time, because I was surprised at just how super detailed everything was and how you can actually run around in this giant world. Because I think it was like my first open world game, kind of. I mean, I played a little bit of RuneScape in the past, but I had quit playing like as soon as I hit the first level. The first quest, I was like, you need to pay premium if you want to be able to complete this quest. I was like, that's stupid. Why would I pay for a game? So I stopped playing it after a day or two. And I played a lot of browser-based MMOs, but that one you don't actually go out and explore the world. And the only one I can think of besides that would be Hulk's Ultimate Destruction, where it was kind of open world. I guess Grand Theft Auto the same way too. Those were both kind of open world games. Hulk Ultimate Destruction for the PS2 is a really fun game, since you basically can just run around a city and run straight up skyscrapers and just jump halfway across it and destroy cars. It's a lot of fun. I think it's more fun to explore and just jump around the city in Hulk Ultimate Destruction than it would be in Grand Theft Auto 3 or Vice City. Those are the two I had for my PS2. And I really liked just how much bigger WoW was than those. And I really love grassy plains scenery. So I don't think I had a pretty negative opinion of WoW when I first went into it, and if I hadn't started in Mulgore, I don't know if I'd still be playing today. It just really impressed me. Okay, let's go into the next part. Also, why do we have spirits who can resurrect us? That's kind of a gameplay reason and a low lore type thing to it, because lore-wise, there have been people who have been resurrected, but gameplay-wise, it's just, don't think about it too hard on how we're able to get resurrected and the spirit healers and everything. But that being said, there's also spirit healers who show up as part of the lore, and there have been people who've been resurrected, like Medivh. He's been, true resurrected. He died, and then Aegwynn brought him back to life. And there's also a quest in Ajara where a dragon fell in love with a spirit healer. So spirit healers exist in lore too. It's just, how come players resurrect endlessly? That's totally gameplay. But it's also in lore, kind of. It's one of those just don't think about it too hard. I mean, you'd think they'd have some kind of thing for it, because being able to resurrect people is pretty huge. And, I mean, Sylvanas resurrects people all the time as undead. So you'd think that'd be something they would address, but it's just kind of one of those loopholes that you don't really think about. Or maybe, only super powerful people can do it. But if that's the case, why doesn't, Sargeras just resurrect everyone all the time? But I guess he did kind of resurrect the other Titans, so I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this. Next question, because I think I answered that one. I think I just repeated the same point 2 times, though. Is there a lore reason? Also, thank you for making me a moderator in your stream. Glad you recognize people who show up often. I didn't bet. No Mini did. For this is, if you show up to my streams often, and you participate in chat often, to the point where I recognize your name, eventually I'll turn you into a moderator. There are some exceptions to this. If I already have a crap ton of moderators in chat, I don't want to turn everyone into a moderator. Wait, disk space remaining only 8 hours? Huh, that's never been an issue for me before. I'm just looking at my Audacity and it's saying I only have 8 hours of disk space remaining to record. That's crazy. Because I have like tons of external memory cards for all of my footage. I guess I gotta clean that one out. I thought I already cleaned it out. Whatever, I got sidetracked by that. 8 hours is still more than enough time. I don't have to worry about it. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, stream moderators. Yeah, if you just show up a lot and talk a lot in chat, I'll eventually make you a mod, as long as I don't already have a crap ton who are super participating as well. That way my chat isn't just, a whole bunch of moderators talking to each other. Also, no troll accounts, because there are a couple people who qualify technically, but they're basically just trolls, or they have like trolling names or images, so I ignore those too. Because you can't trust a troll to moderate, because they'll probably just troll with their moderating powers. Because I know I've been tempted to do that. Questions. I've been subscribed to you for an incredibly long time now. Love your videos, and I'm subbed to all of your channels. But I was wondering, when you're going to upload to your Reddit channel and also Bad Jokes channels, I miss those videos. Well, let's see. When am I going to upload to the Reddit channel? I think I actually uploaded one video to that channel after I read that comment in the last video. Because those ones aren't too hard to make. Ideally, I'd like to get back to making videos on those two channels regularly. Because the Reddit channel was great practice for script reading. And the Jokes channel is just, a fun side channel to work on with crappy animations. It's just when I got sick at the beginning of this year, I had to cut all of my side projects on hold. In fact, I just put everything on hold while I focused on getting better. And I slowly just got back into things, and I never really got back into those channels because they were basically just side projects. And I'm still trying to focus on my main stuff that actually, earns me money to pay rent and stuff. So once I have the time, the free time, and the will to want to work on those again, I'll do it. So, no, I haven't officially abandoned them, but I have no date for when I'm going to go back to those. Because I take quite a bit of time that I could be using, on my main channel. That's hours that could have been spent making a new video. And that's how I've been thinking about it lately. I also changed my priorities of working after I had all my health problems. Question for the next Q&A. Not WoW related at all, but do you like pretzels? I love pretzels. I remember at my old job, when I used to work at Golfland, we had an employee meal. And the employee meal was like a very discounted thing for the originally super overpriced, kitchen thing we had. And one of our meal options was like a pretzel with a 32-ounce soda and some cheese. And it was only like $2.50, which is super cheap. Or you can get 2 slices of pizza and a drink for the same price, for $2.50. And I was like, 2 slices of pizza is more food. Or you can get 1 slice of pizza for $1.50. Thinking back on it, those were some really cheap prices. But I remember always thinking, man, why don't they just give us free food? That's still pretty damn cheap. I guess I just got paid so little back then that was kind of a lot to me. Man, I make so much more now than I used to make at my old minimum wage job. But yeah, I'd get the pretzel meal a lot, even though technically the 2 slices of pizza was more. Just because I really liked them. And whenever I go to the mall, last time I went to the mall, I got a pretzel there and it was so good. I remember, man, I miss pretzels so much. That's a pretty random question, but man, I really do love pretzels. They are delicious, to the point where I would give up extra food in order just to have one. I also think, man, the meals we had at my old job, they were not healthy at all. It's a no wonder I got health problems. Or, I have IBS now. It's like, eating pizza and pretzels every day with 32-ounce sodas, that is just not good for you at all. There is no nutritional value in that, in the slightest. I used to eat that all the time. Plus fast food on the way home from work. It's a miracle I'm not like 400 or 300 pounds. Next question. Ideas for Inzoth Season 2. Saber, Arthas, weapon. Okay, so before I read all of that. In my last video, I talked about how I had a really cool idea for the second season of The Melancholic Adventures of Inzoth, in which he would create a battle royale, and I was asking for ideas on who would be the 7 character classes, based on like Fate Zero. And for those of you who don't know, there's this anime called like Fate Zero where they have like a battle royale and they summon 7 figures from history, each one relating to like a certain weapon. For example, the saber class was like King Arthur, or the archer class was some other famous archer. Caster was like a famous caster, and etc, etc. What was one of them? Berserker was like Hercules and stuff like that. And I was thinking, how would that fit into like WoW? Like, what would be the saber class in WoW? So this right here just gives a bunch of ideas. Arthas could be for saber weapon. Frostmourne, yeah, that works. Caster could be Gul'dan. Yeah, I was thinking that too. Berserker, Deathwing, and so on and so on. I'm not gonna read all of those though. But he probably had some really good ideas. That's why I wrote it down here. Next question. If you could be a class in real life, other than priest or pally, which would you choose? And did you like archaeology? That last one is not related at all to the first part of that question. If I could be a class in real life, probably a mage, because they're like the most overpowered. Being able to teleport anywhere and use magic. Being able just to conjure food, end world hunger immediately. Also, do you like archaeology? No, not really. I don't think there's too many people who do like it. It's a pretty boring profession. Hey Hiru, could you explain what a manga is? I have lived my life thinking that a manga would be related to Japan in some ways. However, I found out that you read a manga named Tower of God, which is a Korean webtoon. I know this because I'm from Korea, and I also read this comic a lot. This got me confused, and I would really like to know what a manga is. Thanks. So this is like the technical definition of a manga. Kind of like, what is anime? Well, anime is what animation from Japan. Except in Japan, they define anime as anything animated. So the definition of the word changes depending on who you ask. And I guess this is one of those questions. 'Cause like, what is manga? Manga is just comic books from Japan. But I mentioned Tower of God when I said I liked mangas. And Tower of God technically doesn't fit into that definition because it's a Korean comic. So a Korean comic is called a Korean webtoon. No, I think it's literally just an online comic. So Korean webtoon. So it technically doesn't fit into the definition of manga. It's just, in my definition of manga, it's basically anything that's not an American comic book. I just generalize it as a manga, even though Tower of God is technically not a manga. There. I'm still going to call it one, though, in the future. Next question. Hey, Hiru, is the role-playing mage from World Player Does a Dungeon based loosely on Megumi from Konosuba? Yeah. That role player is based loosely on Megumi and this character called Nylok from this Newground series called Tome. It's just a combination of those two characters. Next question. Can you try to use your real voice in the entirety of the next episode as a sort of challenge? And also, I thought I was the only one who thought Walking Dead was not enjoyable. I just don't get the draw of the show. I can't use my real voice in the whole video. I can't record a video and just use my real voice anymore. I'm too used to using the fake one. It's really hard. In fact, I don't think I really use my real voice at all anymore. Unless I'm just not really aware of it. I've just kind of swapped over to the interesting voice that I developed over time. And yeah, Walking Dead sucks. Anyone who watches it has garbage taste in television. Let's see, what is the next question? Hello, Hero. I would greatly enjoy if put together like a text doc somewhere with your favorite / most recommended anime. Like, I want to see the shows you're talking about, but I don't want to go looking through 34 hours of footage. Thanks and good day. Oh, that's right. I updated my anime list. I'll have that link like the first thing in the video description. Just go there. I have like 200 or so things linked on it. Actually, let me take a look at it right now. I remember I spent a couple hours putting it together because of that question. And I don't have every anime I've ever watched on here, but I have 230 animes that I've watched I put on here. Just the ones I could remember or find. And I even put like a little note next to all of them, like how come I rated it there, or how I like it. And I have, let's see, 45 animes rated 10 out of 10. Some of those are also just parts of the seasons. Like this anime list site I have on here will list separate seasons as like its own show. So I'll sometimes just list like all 3 seasons of a show as a 10 out of 10 if I liked it. That's why it seems like I have a very long top 10 list, but I'm also just really generous with it. Like if I personally enjoyed the show, I'll give it a 10 out of 10, even if someone else probably wouldn't give Is the Order a Rabbit at 10 out of 10, for example, which is a show about just cute girls who run a coffee shop. Just because it is the cutest thing to ever exist, and I looked forward to the show every week when it was airing because it was so just like relaxing and cute and funny. And I was like, this show did what it attempted to do very well. It deserves a 10 out of 10. Even if it didn't really have a plot or story or any kind of conflict in it. That wasn't what the point of it was. And generally, people won't give a show, a full mark, 10 out of 10, unless it's like a masterpiece that has, like the best story and plot and character progression ever. I have different views on how to rate things. And I'll just have that over there. It's a very long list. So yeah, I finally made one. It was because of this question. I came prepared to this one, I think. It's probably because I've had this on my list to do for a long time. Because I also have like a schedule. And it says I was supposed to do my Q&A on September 23rd. Which was about 2 weeks ago? That's not so bad. I thought it was a little bit longer than that. Yeah, I only put it out for like 2 weeks. Okay, let's go on to the next question. Enjoyable, looking through. Hey, Hiru, do you have any good sci-fi anime to suggest to me? Yeah, watch Steins Gate. You'll love it. Also, just look at my Mal list that I linked from the previous question. And just look at all the sci-fi animes that are rated 10 out of 10. You'll also find Steins Gate. It's a really good time travel show. Hey, Hiru, couple of questions. 1. What is that avatar, and where did you find it? 2. I've seen a lot of YouTubers who do videos for their job make 10-plus minute videos, so they can put multiple ads on the video. But you also do YouTube as your job, and don't really make that many 10-plus minute videos from what I can tell. How come this is the case? Do you think you spend more time on your videos than a lot of other YouTubers who do this for a job? Or do you just not notice? Okay, so just 2 questions. First one's pretty easy. What is the avatar and where did you find it? The avatar is Haruma from the anime iShield 21. He's just like the quarterback in the show, and he's the best character in that show because he was super cool. When I very first made the channel, I just named it. What I really wanted to do when I first started naming things online was name like my username after colors, because that's what I used to do in all my video games. But surprisingly, you can't use the username red or blue because they're always taken. Or like gold or green. None of those colors are available. You have to add stuff to it. And I thought instead of adding like numbers to it, I would just add like an anime character to it. And I just happened to end up with hirumaredx on this channel because I think I already had a Haruma Red channel before. And when I decided to make YouTube videos, I originally just had like a picture of my dog as the thumbnail. And I was like, I should probably change this to a picture of Haruma, since that's the anime character I used for this. And I just found a random picture online and used it. And I also drew lines in it too and put an X with an MS Paint. And then like literally just this year, very recently, I had like an artist redraw it so it looks better than the crappy one I was using before. I really really should have used something better than that. If I really wanted to take this like super serial, I'd go and rebrand the channel with a different name and a different icon. But I don't want to, be super corporate. Like, I do take it seriously, because it's how I pay my bills, but I don't take it serious in the corporate sense. I kind of like the ridiculousness of YouTubers and how you can pretty much do whatever you want like that. And it's kind of expected, so I can just leave it as an anime character, and it won't really be that big of a deal. But it also, won't attract people to the channel. You want to attract people to the... No, I'm not going to get into that. That's a whole other thing. That I pretty much answered the first question. The second one is, why don't I make 10+ minute long videos for all of my videos? Because I don't like to force it. Like, my videos naturally just go above 10 minutes on their own without me having to pad them out. And if a video is less than 10 minutes, that's fine, because most of my videos are longer than 10 minutes. It's not a big deal. And I honestly forgot you could put in an extra ad before, if they're 10 minutes or longer. Until, like, I was watching some other YouTuber on my phone, and he, like, would do these little commercial breaks. And his was like a 15-minute long video, and he had 2 ads in the middle of it. I was like, what? Why is he putting so many ads in the middle of this video? And I watched through it, and he like has specific commercial breaks inside the video for them. And I was like, oh, that's not so bad. Hey, that's a good idea. I'm not going to do that, but I totally forgot I could put ads in the middle of my videos, because I just don't worry about that. Because YouTube has upload defaults where they'll just automatically put the ads in for you. So you don't have to worry about it. And I generally just don't care. I mean, obviously I care to some extent, but it's not really a main concern to me. If my thing is, if I make more videos that get more views, I'll make more money. I don't really try to micro manage how much money I'll make from each specific video. I think I'd rather just look at the overall thing of how many videos I can make and how many views they can get. And if they happen to be over 10 minutes, that's great too. If anything, why don't I try and make them over 30 minutes? Those make even more money than 10-minute long videos. But I can't do that because that takes too long. So I just don't think about the time and just do videos. And if they're long, they're long. And if they're not, that's fine, because most of them are long. So it's not really a concern of mine. I also just don't really care too much about, squeezing every penny I can out of the channel. If I did, I'd take more sponsorship deals. Because I get offered a lot of just like, hey, would you like to promote our game? We'll pay you all this money, more money than you make from ad revenue. And I was like, oh, that is very attractive. Like, I remember recently, there was this one mobile game company that offered like $4,000 for a video. And I was like, that's a lot of money for one video. I was like, there has to be some kind of, catch to this. And I asked my other YouTuber friends, and they all got like the same offer, but they all got offered different amounts. And pretty much all of them turned him down. But I was like, that is a really good offer too. And I was thinking, what would be the ramifications if I took this offer and made the video? It was from a mobile MMO game, so it's not completely against what the channel is about. Generally, people on YouTube are kind of used to those kinds of ads. So, obviously, there wouldn't be a positive reaction to it, but it wouldn't kill the channel either. I was like, would I really want to do that for an extra $4,000? That is a lot of money, and I eventually decided that is too much effort. I don't want to do it. I really just don't want to do ads. They're a pain in the ass. I'd rather just do what I originally do and just make my videos so they can be binge watched. Whenever I make a video, my biggest concern is like, is this binge watchable? Like, if it was added to a playlist, would someone, have to manually go to the playlist and skip parts of the video? Because I know there's other YouTubers, like Jack's Films, for example. I love all of his videos because they're really funny, but I can't binge watch his videos because he has like 30-second in-video ads at the end of all of his videos. And it's just not really binge watchable. And I was like, if I started adding ads to my videos, then that would go against, how I get most of my views. Because I get Like, more than half of my views every month is from people binge watching all of my videos. I am not reliant on my recent uploads. I kind of upload a video and I'll make money from it over time. That's my business model for my channel. I don't rely on, uploading a video to get with current events, which is way better because when I took like a month off when I was having chest pains, I only made a tiny bit less than I would have if I had been making videos for that month because my business model is long term. And putting ads in videos would kind of go against that. That being said, that's still a lot of money, so I had to think about that. And I was like, nah, I don't want to. It seems like a pain in the ass, so I don't want to deal with that. I'll just skip it for now. And I remember I saw Lazy Peon took him up on their offer. And I was like, see, his video got like half dislikes and half likes on it. But, it's not going to kill his channel. Of course, they're going to react negatively to an ad. But, he got paid a crap ton of money for it. And it's not going to kill his channel. No one really cares. It's not a big deal. It's just I don't like to do it. And plus, I say I get a lot of offers, but a lot of them are just really terrible offers that you'll never do. It's pretty rare to actually get a good one like that. That's why I was using that one as an example. Next question. Does Kakyo or Crucial watch Dave and Depbot? No. Next question. How serious do you play WoW now? Just casual heroic raiding, or do you go into Mythic? Or do you do other stuff instead of raiding? If so, what's your favorite thing to do? Sorry if this has been asked before. Let's see. How seriously I play WoW? I play it casual. Like, I do heroic raids with my guild, but we're pretty casual. But I've also helped out in another guild who's done Mythic. So I have a Mythic kill from this current expansion. And they asked me to come help because I'm a healer that's geared. So it's not really hard for me to find, a harder core raid guild. It's just I don't want to do that. I don't want a hardcore raid anymore. I did it once. It was fun, but I don't think I can do that again because it's just too much time that could be spent working on videos, which is something I'd rather spend that time on. So it's a conscious choice to just kind of play casual. And besides that, I just level up a lot, I think. Or do you do other stuff instead of raiding? No, I raid. I do heroic, and I sometimes help out with mythics, but it's not something I actively go out of my way to do because I just don't want to do that anymore. Or I should say I don't want to do that right now. I might change my mind in the future, though. That's a problem for future Hiru to deal with. Current Hiru doesn't want to. He wants to make videos. And in fact, I was thinking, man, all that time I spend raiding on the 2 days I do raid, I was like, those are days when I could get so much more work done if I didn't raid. But I like to raid, so that's my crux. It's like, all this, I'm a workaholic. All I want to do is just make videos. But also, when I do have the time to make videos, I think, man, I just want to play video games. It's like a constant loop of wanting to work, but not actually doing anything. But in the end, I still get a lot of work done. I tried logging my hours before. I technically don't take a day off, but I take lots of breaks. So I end up working about the same amount as someone who just works a regular job. Despite working 7 days a week. Because some of those days I only work for like 2 hours. So it's basically a day off. Okay, I think I answered that before. I answered that question. Oops. Let's see, what is the next one? What's your favorite melee spec? I'm with you that casters are far more fun than melee, but I like to play my Frost DK once in a while because it's visually very stunning. Wondering if you play any, and if not, which one would you choose to if you had to? I wonder how many people are mad that I said melee. I remember the very first death threat I ever got was because I pronounced melee as melee in a video. Because I had been pronouncing it as melee all my life, and I didn't know I was saying it wrong until I started making videos, in which case I had to change how I say that word, which is a word that comes up a lot in making WoW videos. So it's kind of weird to say the old-fashioned way because I had to change the way I say it. But which is my favorite melee spec? I'm going to be saying it wrong for the rest of this video. I guess Rogues. That's the only one I really play. Like, out of all of my melee specs I have, melee specs. Dang it, I've trained myself to say it the right way. I can't say it wrong anymore. I play my Rogue a lot. I did my Chromie scenario on my Rogue and like none of my other alts. But I don't particularly like it because I don't really like melee. I also recently leveled up my Death Knight because I want to get the pets from the order hall. And it wasn't terribly fun. Also, my Demon Hunter, he's actually not been half bad. I was thinking, this is a pretty fun spec to play. I still vastly prefer range characters, but I was like, out of all the melee characters I played, Demon Hunter is not half bad. Because I don't know why, probably just because of all their mobility. I like how fast they are. Next question. Put $80 on blank Hearthstone. Oh, it's F word. Put $80 on freaking Hearthstone, but doesn't pay to move his freaking priest? What the hell? LOL. Love you, dude. Okay, so I think this is in question too. When I was saying how I spent a whole bunch of money on Hearthstone. $80? Try like $200 to $300 on Hearthstone. I'm kind of addicted. I am addicted to Hearthstone. Not kind of. Like, I get to the points where I remember a couple of days ago I logged in because like around 12 o'clock at night I stop work and then I'll just read until I go to bed. Like, I'm not allowed to play any video games. It's a rule I've given myself. That way I don't dream about playing video games. So at like 11 o'clock, I was done early. And I was like, well, I might as well play a little bit of Hearthstone, get like the dailies done. And then 4 hours later, at like 3 o'clock in the morning, I was like, I need to make this new deck. And I just keep playing. I was like, I need to stop playing Hearthstone, but I can't. I want to try out this new deck. All I do is just make new decks and try them out. And I play it like 2 times, and then I'll make a new one and try it again. And that's all I do, and I just can't stop once I start. It's so hard, because like once I'm in the middle of the game, I was like, okay, I can totally stop after this match is over. But if I lose, it's like, man, I really want to play again, because I can't end it off on a loss. And I just get mad that I lost, and I want to win. And then if I win, it's like, man, that was really fun to win. Why don't I try making a different deck and see if I can win with that as well? So it's just a bad loop of I can never be satisfied. Something always, if I win or lose, it makes me want to play another game for 2 different reasons. And then I can't stop, so now I'm just kind of like banning myself from Hearthstone. Because I have a very addictive personality and low self-control. It's like, the reasons I don't drink or do any kinds of recreational narcotics. It's because I know myself. If I have a hard enough time trying to stop myself from playing video games or, not eating fast food every day for every meal, because that would be fun. I don't do that, but it seems like a very fun thing to do. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, I'm addicted to Hearthstone, so I stopped myself from playing it. I also spent too much money on it, so I banned myself from paying money to it. And because of that ban, I've only spent $10 on it in like the past week. I was like, man, I really just want to buy a couple more Ungoro packs, because what if I get a quest card? Those quest cards. I only got one. I've bought in so many packs of Ungoro packs. I've only gotten one quest so far. I've probably opened over 100 Ungoro packs and gotten one quest. And that's so annoying. Or I don't want to craft anymore. So I just keep opening those and hoping I'll get another quest card so I can make more decks. This is why I have a Yu-Gi-Oh channel, that I have no shortage of ideas to make. I really like building decks in card games. I don't really care for actually playing the game, though. And that's how I can keep playing it for over and ever. Anyways, I think this is also in reference to how I said I abandoned my old main and just boosted a new main on a new server when I switched over to a new server to raid with a friend. instead of having to pay for a server transfer. So I had my old priest who was named Hiruma Gold, who had like all of my old achievements and everything. And then I just created a brand new priest on a different server and I just boosted it to 100 for warlords. So the priest I play on now is relatively a newish character. And the reason I didn't pay for the transfer isn't because I was being cheap. It's because I was in a different economical situation at that time. I think that around that time is when I had been fired from my old job, and I was like doing mountains of freelance work in order to pay the bills, while also trying to get YouTube off the ground. So I had no money. I think that was also around the time where I was spending like $20 a week on food. Was it? Yeah, it had to have been $20. Maybe it was like 10. It was like a ridiculously low amount of money every week on food. To the point where, like, yes, those 10-cent things of noodles, that was a meal. That was actually... Man, I don't know how I did that. I was so poor. I'm so glad I'm not that poor anymore. But to like put in perspective, I don't even know how I was able to pay for Warlords or my subscription. So of course, I was just going to use that free boost on a different server because I couldn't afford to transfer my priest to a different server. If this was happening today, of course I'd just transfer it. It's not really a big deal to me anymore. But back then, I had no money. I was super poor. Next question. I don't know if you know about this stuff, but if you have a druid that can innervate you, you can pop Rapture plus the Bubble Mana Restore talent and just spam Bubble and get all your mana back. I never thought of that before. And no, I don't have an innervate in my raid group, so it's not like I can take advantage of that anyway. But that is nice to know, just in case. Not that I really have mana problems, though, either. But still, that's nice to know, I guess. Not that I'd ever ask for it, either. Next question. I used to like watching Markiplier, since he was the reason I started YouTube, but I can't stand his content anymore. I guess his channel personality is too fake for my taste. For PewDiePie, however, I totally dig what he is doing lately. Being the honest and upfront stuff made me really like him, and his live streams are really good. He reminds me of myself sometimes, and I guess that's the reason I like his content so much more. Where was I at? Also, Season 2 of Inzoth sounds incredible. The idea is great. I can't imagine what it takes to make it, though. The thought of it depresses me. If I have to submit a question, then I'll ask, what is your favorite color? Alright, so this question, I actually don't have the usernames written down, but I'm pretty sure this was written by the editor who makes the Melancholic Adventures of Inzoth. I mean, it would be cool if you could do the second season, but that's like just an idea right now. It's not set in stone, like, at all. I have no idea if I'm actually going to do it or not, because I still have other side projects that I want to do first before I even start thinking of that. Plus, I don't think you'd actually want to do it either because of how long the first season took to make. So, I mean, if you're up for it, that'd be cool, but I don't think you are. And if you want to submit a question, I'll ask, what is your favorite color? Blue. Despite the name on my channel being Hiruma Red, that just happens to be the color I'd use at the time. My favorite color, I think, would be like blue and black. And then, I guess, red. It's not one of my favorites. But I do like that word because it's so simple and conveys so much meaning to it. What would you recommend for a smaller YouTube channel who's dying? I have tried changing lots. Should I just open a new channel so I can do everything that I love? Probably. It all depends on what you're trying to do. That's a very multifaceted question. I see this a lot on the Let's Play subreddit. A subreddit I used to frequent on. And it's actually how I found Hazelnutty Gamers. And she posted a video there, and I used to look for, people who posted WoW videos. So I started following her back when she was still super new. Now she's over 50,000 subscribers. She's doing so well. I have seen literally no other success stories outside of that subreddit, though. Like, I still follow some other people from there, too, from, like, when I first started off, and it was nice being on a forum with other people who were also starting out. But all of them quit, except for her. And a couple other people are still doing it, except they're not growing. In fact, one of them, I think he's actually, he goes below what he had back then every time they do the YouTuber purge, which is kind of sad looking at it, because it's like, I know what to do in order to grow your channel. It's just, I also know you're completely unwilling to do it because it takes work and you're just doing this for fun, which is fine. It's kind of like, if you want to grow on YouTube, you have to think, do you want to grow or do you want to do what you like? You pick one. It's like, what? You want to grow on YouTube and do what you like? Oh, I'm sorry. It doesn't work that way. Do you want to grow or do you want to do what you like? Let me ask that again. What? Why can't you grow and do what you like? Oh, I'm sorry. It doesn't work that way unless you get extremely lucky. It's like, okay, so you want to grow. Okay, you're going to have to make all these kinds of videos that you don't like then. That could be kind of related to what you like to do, and you can just be happy with it. You're going to have to do market research, look up what does well, and see how you can copy it without, directly copying it. It's basic market research. There are channels on YouTube who are dedicated to teaching you how to do this as well, so you don't have to do all the work. I'd recommend checking out Video Creators. I think that's what it's called off the top of my head. Like, I'm subscribed to them, and I watch all their videos too. And they have really good advice. Like, I remember there's this new up-and-coming WoW YouTuber called Bad Season Show. And he's running his channel like textbook following all of the advice from YouTube creator channel. I was like, oh, this guy, he knows what he's doing. He's going to be big someday because he's actually, playing the system, taking advantage of what does well. And, following market trends. He's actually a smart YouTuber. He's probably going to pass me pretty soon because I know what to do in order to grow my channel. It's just I specifically don't do it because I like to do what I like. I don't like to just do what will do well. I kind of like mix the two. I'll do a whole bunch of videos that I like to do, and then I'll do one that I know will do well, to please the fans and to get more views, and I just kind of keep doing that. And so my growth is very small. But if I wanted to just focus on nothing but growth, I would just make a whole bunch of videos that I know for sure would do well. And I have a whole list of those. It's just, they're not fun to do back to back. I like to mix in videos that I actually like to make, because I like to make videos, but I don't like to make all of the videos that are on my channel, because some of them are an incredible amount of work. Like, let's just take the top 10 undead lore characters, for example. That video was actually one I didn't know would do well or not. That one started off as it was voted as a topic I should do on Patreon, so I did it. And it took a month of research because I had to teach myself how to... Basically, for the video, I had to find 10 undead lore characters who were lore important, but also weren't the most lore important. So I made sure to leave out Sylvanas because that's too obvious of a choice. Interesting lore videos have people who aren't super obvious. You don't want to add too many, incredibly lore significant characters to those kinds of videos, because it's a lot more interesting if you include lesser known characters like Lillian Voss. Stuff like that. So I had to research a ton of lore characters who were lore significant. And then, narrow down that list after learning about a crap ton of them. And then I had to go through and learn literally everything there is to know about all 10 people on the list. And then go through and summarize everything I've learned about everything that you can know about them into a little segment that would probably be, 2 to 5 minutes. And that takes so much time and so much brain power, and it's not fun. Parts of it can be fun, but once you start doing it for a couple hours, it just turns into work. And it's like, man, I don't want to do this. I'd much rather, go around and play on my big game hunter and just talk in a pirate accent. That's so much more easier than all of this ridiculous amounts of research. And then that's just the script, and then I have to go out and get all the footage, and it's like, oh shit, this one requires me to do the Death Knight campaign to get footage? I don't have a Death Knight. How am I supposed to get this footage? I can't just steal it from someone. Oh, I guess I'm gonna have to go level up a Death Knight, and I'm gonna have to put off this video for a couple of weeks, and then It takes a lot of work to do those kinds of videos. So that's why I don't do only videos I know will do well, because it would feel too much like work, and that's fine if it feels like work, but I kind of like what I do, so I'd rather not do that if I don't have to, and I don't have to. That being said, like I was using Mad Season Show as an example, he's doing it very well. He's doing like pretty much textbook example of how to grow your channel in a realistic way. There's a lot of thought that goes into it. You have to do market research. You can't just do whatever you want. But if you do just want to do whatever you want, don't get mad if you don't grow. You have to think, like, would you go onto someone's channel and just watch them randomly upload a whole bunch of videos about just very low effort stuff of them rambling on? It's like, why would I watch a video on someone's channel who has like 20 subscribers of them talking about their opinions on like current celebrities in a video, and the next video is like, I don't know, a replays of Yu-Gi-Oh, and the one after that is like them playing Battlefield some kind of stupid shooter. It's like there's a whole bunch of random stuff on your channel, and none of it is particularly high effort or clickbaity. And it's like, why would anyone search that out? Do you search things out like that? You have to think of it like that. A lot of people don't. I fall into this trap sometimes. I'll make a video, and it's like, would I search out a video like this? Probably not. So why am I making it? It's like, I don't know. I just felt like making it. Oh no, I've fallen into the new YouTuber trap. You have to, think about these things in the terms of, would you want to do this? A good rule of thumb is make videos that you would want to search out and look for. Make videos that you would want to watch. Make videos about things that you already watch. That's a good way to do it. Just copy people. That's how a lot of YouTubers get started, is by just kind of copying other YouTubers that they like. And then eventually they develop their own style after they make enough videos. And I can talk for a lot longer on this, but I'm just kind of in a rambling part right now. Basically, if you want to grow, you have to do work. If you don't care about growing, then do whatever you want. That's fine. There's lots of people who do YouTube videos who don't grow, but they do whatever they want and they have fun with it. It's a lot more fun when people actually watch your stuff, but you can also just do whatever you want and just have fun with it too. Just don't get upset if you don't grow, because that's not how things work on YouTube. And it's not too late to get started. I could make a brand new channel tomorrow and grow it, if I work specifically on just market research and trying to get it to work, to making, a monthly wage that I can live on in probably like 6 months. Like, it takes a long time, but you just have to work at it consistently, know what you're doing, and, consistently make videos. I see a lot of people who also, they want to try to put the work into it, and they start making YouTube videos, and then they stop after a couple of months because it's like, oh no one's watching my stuff, and I've been putting so much work and effort into this for a couple of months now. Might as well give up. It's like, no, it takes a lot longer than that. You can start off today and still grow. It's just, don't expect to grow instantly. In fact, don't expect to grow, in longer than a year. It takes a while to grow, but you can do it. And I know I'd be able to replicate that success. Because I know all the strategies that work on YouTube, and I constantly keep updated on them. It's just, I purposefully only do it sometimes, because I also like to make videos for fun. And I also do not have the time to start a new YouTube channel. If you're asking, like, why don't you just, make a new YouTube channel and grow that as well? I was like, because I already don't have enough time to work on the videos I already do. It's like, I have my WoW channel that does well, but I also have a successful Yu-Gi-Oh channel too, that I upload videos on daily, and I always think, man, if I didn't make Yu-Gi-Oh videos, I could probably release like 1 or 2 more videos a week on my WoW channel. But my Yu-Gi-Oh channel is also doing really well, and if I made like 1 less WoW video a month, I could probably put out more Yu-Gi-Oh videos and grow that channel even more. But I can't do that, because my WoW channel is a priority to me. And then I think, man, my Pet Battle channel, I could grow that into something big if I actually focused on it. but I can't focus on it because my time is already spent on my Yu-Gi-Oh! And WoW channel. So I can only do it when I just have free time. Ugh, time is money. Time is valuable. Whenever people ask me how come I'm always busy, when they're asking me to do stuff and I say, oh, I'm busy. It's like, how come you're always busy? It's like, bitch, do you know how long it takes to edit? It takes a very long time. Video creation is an extremely time-consuming process. It's not, hard in the traditional sense, but it is very time-consuming. And it uses a lot of brain power. Like I was talking about the Undead script. That's a really good example of one that's just... Man, did that kill my brain cells. Not kill my brain cells. It made me use my brain a lot because it was like writing a research paper. Because you can't get anything wrong either because people will call you out. If you get one little thing wrong in your video, you'll get a whole bunch of people comment on the video about, man, this video is garbage. Here, let me nitpick a tiny little things that don't matter. And this is why your video is completely wrong. And I've seen that happen before. I remember the last time was 11 things that were added and then removed. So many comments about MP5 and how it was in vanilla. And how the whole video was wrong because of that. It's like, ugh. Oh, you people. That was one part of an extremely long section of the video. Whatever. My chest is hurting from talking all this much. Ugh, I think I got a little bit too worked up. My chest hurts if I talk too much. That's why I try not to stream too often or get too worked up, because talking for too long hurts my chest. So I'm probably just going to have to stretch after this is over. Luckily, I'm almost done. What was the original question? Because I went on for a really long time about that. What would you recommend for a smaller YouTube channel who's dying? I would have tried changing lots. Should I open a new channel so I can do everything that I love? You see, your question indicates that you don't know what you're doing. So first step is to actually find out how to grow on YouTube. Your channel's dying? That doesn't matter. It's irrelevant to how to grow. You want to change the channel? I think I can understand this also, because what if you already have a channel that's specifically designed for one content? Like if I started uploading, Overwatch videos on my Yu-Gi-Oh channel, no one would watch that. And they would very rightly be disliked. And people would be like, why the hell are you uploading these videos here? We're here for Yu-Gi-Oh only. Because I built that up as a Yu-Gi-Oh channel over the past 3 years, I think. So it'd be very out of place to upload them there. So obviously what I'd have to do is upload them to a channel which it kind of makes sense for it. Like maybe even my WoW channel, since it's a Blizzard game. Or just upload, create a brand new channel for it and grow it from there. So yes, if that's what you're asking. Next question. I can't believe Hiru likes pet battles, but does not, at least I don't recall him talking about it, play Pokemon. Pokemon was the very first RPG game I ever played. Back in 3rd or 4th grade. I had a friend let me borrow his blue version of Pokemon, and I basically just beat it for him. And he really liked how I leveled up all of his Pokemon, because I would go out and just grind levels like crazy. And when I finally reached the Elite Four, all of my Pokemon were so over-leveled that it was super easy, because I really enjoy just leveling. That little dopamine rush you get every time you hit a new level or learn a new ability. Very addicting for someone who has an addictive personality. So I played a ton of the Pokemon games. I have a long history of playing Pokemon, to the point where I don't really care for it anymore. I vastly prefer pet battle style to Pokemon. Because I played so much Pokemon, I don't really like its battle system. But I like the pet battle system. It's different enough to be its own thing, and I also like it better. But there's also things from Pokemon that I would really like in pet battles. Like, special abilities for their Pokemon outside of their racials. There's a lot of things I like to change about pet battles, but I kind of like it better than Pokemon. That's why I don't really talk about it. But I played pretty much all the Pokemon games, and I buy one of the new ones every time they come out, and then I get bored of it after getting to the first gym. I just can't play it like I used to. Hiru, will you show us your whopping, feminine, bulging, delicate penis? A feminine, delicate penis? That's the age-old question, right? Are traps gay if they have a feminine penis? Well, don't ask that question at a convention, otherwise you might get kicked out. Next question. Do you ever plan on doing things non-related to WoW or Warcraft? I get asked this question a lot. If you guys saw my idea list, I don't think you'd be asking this question. I'm not going to run out of ideas anytime soon. If anything, my biggest concern is, will I be able to finish all of my WoW-related ideas before WoW dies? Because I have so many of them, and the list does nothing but grow. I don't think it's ever shrunk, because I add more ideas to the list than I actually make, or, discard, or that just completely go outdated. Plus, I have a whole bunch of scripts that are like half written, and they're like organized into little things. So let me open up my script list. I have like this full thing of lists that I'm just not going to make. Let's see, videos to be made. I have my machinima list. Man, this is really long. I have a whole bunch of scripts. The Warcraft machinima, the Fate Zero series, an undisclosed interactive story that I'm probably going to do for Halloween, the Rescue Cat series, the Burning Crusade series. I have a whole bunch of episodes already written for all of those, and those are just machinimas. Those I do on the sides. And let's see, and then I have my top 10 folder, which is just a crap ton of them. The Warcraft mini facts, which is another crap ton of ideas. And then the history of WoW, a crap ton of half-finished scripts. And then just my general list of everything I'm going to make. And it's an extremely long list of stuff. I don't think I'll ever get through that list. I think I'll stop making YouTube videos before I ever finish making all of those videos. I say that because I'm pretty sure these things are being asked because they think, like, how much more could you possibly talk about? I was like, that game's huge, and there's so many things you can make videos about. So many good ideas, too, not just, bottom of the barrel stuff, like the pointless top 10s. But, I guess, if I just get bored of WoW or making videos and I just kind of really want to change to a new game, I guess I could, or I can just make a new channel and grow from there, because I know how to do it. My knowledge for growing a YouTube channel isn't just WoW related. It can be replicated. Okay, I think that's it. Let's see, do I have anything else to say at the end of this? It's October. Well, I'm going to be making a whole bunch of... I created a whole bunch of new video ideas for Halloween. Like I asked on Twitter, is like, what are some good Halloween ideas? Because I'm pretty sure I've done them all already. And now I have like a huge list of videos that I'm going to do. I think the ones I'm going to do for sure are like top 10 WoW liches. That seems like a real easy idea, but it's going to be a pain in the ass to research. A remake of my Ghost video, a remake of the top 10 ways to die in WoW video. Top 10 unexplained disappearances, top 5 cult. I'm not going to read this whole list. It's long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 Halloween ideas. And those were all created this month. Those weren't ideas taken from my already incredibly long list of ideas I'll be doing. And I can't start working on those because I'm still in the middle of a different video that I had been working on before Halloween started. Because videos take a long time to make. But I'll be trying to make videos in a way that won't take so long. That way I can actually get them all done for this month. Because not every video takes a long time to make. I say it takes a long time, but that's only the case for, like the really long videos. Plus, I work on a whole bunch of things at once, so it makes it seem like it takes longer than it really does. Let's see, what else is there to talk about? Nothing much. Nothing too much. Okay, I guess that's it. If you have any questions for the next video, just leave them as a comment in this one, and I might answer them if I like them.